Everyone in the service industry has a story. Crazy customers, wild orders, and WTF moments. Do you want to start a tab? The podcast here to bring you those tales from behind the bar. My name's Carl. I'm going to try to speak more clearly today.
Love it. My name is Riley, and I encourage him to do that every day.
My name is Maggie, and I'm just here for the ride.
That's what she said. So we have Maggie on again, 2 weeks in a row. How do you feel?
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw. She is a fellow bartender that I worked with at the Hotel Julian. And what else do you do?
I am also a massage therapist.
There you go.
Fun fact.
Yeah.
It'll be 7 yees in June.
Nice.
Which is wild.
Right. It just goes by.
It's really weird because I'm only 17.
But awesome. On this lovely little podcast, what we like to do is read stories about the hospitality industry, usually bar, but sometimes server stories. We rate them 1 through 5, 1 being your average story, 5 being your crazy ass wild story that you've never heard before. Then we talk about it, discuss it. Who's the asshole? Who's the hero? And we have fun with it. And so today we're going to read one story off a subreddit. And then Maggie is going to tell us a story that she was either involved in or seen with her own eyes.
I seen it.
And also on this lovely little podcast, since we are adults over the age of 21, we like to enjoy adult beverages. And today we're doing a martini, a 2-to-1 gin to dry vermouth. We're using Koki dry vermouth, and we're using this gin called Revival's Garden Gin from
Revivalist.
That's what I said.
Okay, Mikey.
From Philadelphia, from one of our favorite listeners, Iceman, 25K. He sent us this bottle a couple months ago. No, about a month ago, I think. We haven't tried it, and I thought today would be a great night for it.
Yes.
And he's just an awesome human being.
Yes. We appreciate the heartfelt letters and this one came with chocolates also, which were
those are delicious. They're like these high-end chocolates. They're only like six
truffles.
Little ones. One was like mulled wine.
Mulled wine.
Pistachio.
Wine.
It's got ginger beer in it.
Yeah.
Pistachio, I think.
I don't even remember.
Or ginger or something. There
was a ginger one.
Yeah.
I don't remember what the other one was.
But they were really good.
But the mulled wine one was delicious.
They were all great. So,
Yummy.
So yeah, we're gonna check this gin out. This is the first time we're trying this bottle. So cheers, ladies.
This is also my first OG martini.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's nice.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
Yeah. I think where we live in Iowa, a lot of people who order gin martinis only want like a dash or like a quarter, half ounce of dry vermouth, which I understand. But man, if you pick the right dry vermouth with the right gin combination, it is fucking fantastic.
They just want to be in the same room as the vermouth, to be honest.
Don't open the bottle, just wave it over.
Yeah.
That is delicious.
I will say I love the coochie vermouth.
The coochie.
Nothing but a coochie mama.
This smells so good. That's heavy.
Wow.
And if you heard, that is the cap of that gin bottle. It is heavier than probably the
it's a
Castle and Keys.
Yeah, like water sprinkler handle, spigot handle.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's delicious.
That's
Again, thank you very much, Iceman.
Yes.
All right. Speaking of Iceman, you're going to get double storied. We're going to read one of your stories that you submitted on our subreddit. Pick the third one.
The third one?
Third one.
Okay. But the first sentence in the second one is great.
You know what? Let's do both of them.
We'll do the second one next
Double feature.
Yeah.
All right. So this, again, is submitted by Iceman 25K. And it goes. This is the odd. It's the Oddfest. Oz. Jesus. Start over. It's the Ozfest the year after the reality show Osbournes comes out. The music festival is completely different. Bands have to pay Sharon Osbourne to be on the show now. I have less respect for the Prince of Darkness, knowing he can't even turn on a television with a remote control. We're tailgating and walking in, seeing another friend's car. We put our empty beers on his roof and entered the venue. This was not our scene, and we weren't feeling it. We paid decent money to get in and didn't want to walk out, so we asked security if they would throw us out. They would not. I know I'm breaking an important rule here, but we used to do fight clubs, so we decided to fight each other so security would throw us out. It did not work. Security loved it. So the three of us decided to reach our hands behind our heads, grab our own shirts, and run out the exit like we got thrown out. Walking back to the car, we saw our friend's car completely filled with beer bottles and cans. Almost everyone else going back to the venue saw our empties on the car and put theirs there. If only we all had stupid smartphones back then for that photo.
Oh my God.
That speaks to you about Ozfest. I'm like, yeah, guys, the security guards. Like,
Can you please throw us out?
That reminds me of a story. When I was in 8th grade, I had never been sent to the principal's office. And so for my last day of middle school, we asked our language arts teacher to send us to the principal's office.
really?
And she did. They made us sit in there for an hour
Oh my God.
for doing nothing.
Aw. I got sent to the principal's office for skipping my college class to go get Subway.
Well,
And then I got in school suspension.
because you skipped a class.
Yep. But it wasn't even like it wasn't even class through the high school. So I don't know why they cared, but whatever. I was a senior.
All right, so I'm looking up. So it looks like the show came on in 2002.
Uh-huh.
So I did the 2002 Ozfest lineup. And here we go. Rob Zombie, Mushroom Head, Glass Jaw, Meshuggah, Hatebreed, Flaw, Lost Prophets, OTEP, Andrew WK, Third Strike, El Nino, Drowning Pool, Down, Chevelle, Edema, Black Label Society, and Ozzy Osbourne.
That actually sounds like a decent line, like something like I would go to,
Yeah.
but except for Lost Prophets.
I was 4 years old.
I was 12.
I really would only be interested in Ozzy and Rob Zombie
Yep.
because I was an infant.
Glassjaw would have been fun to
Glassjaw.
see. Meshuggah I would have loved to see. I've seen Hatebreed before. Andrew WK would have been the interesting one to go see because I've heard his concerts are fucking great. But anyways, yeah, I don't know. That's like
Festivals are a whole scene, though. Like, even if you like the
Yes.
music, festivals are for a different breed of people.
Yeah. So
They're a whole thing.
Especially because they're in the summer. It's hot
Yep.
out.
right,
It's
your
usually
It's
dusty,
humid.
Mhm.
dirty, gross.
You got clouds.
shit costs an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
You know?
You have to wait in a line for 20 minutes to go to the bathroom
Yeah.
or get water that you have to
Yeah.
pay $12 for.
Right.
But sometimes they have tattoo artists on site.
That is true.
Yeah, usually Ozfest concerts, festivals, I don't know about this late, but they would have things like that. You go do other things besides just music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I wonder, they knew the lineup buying the tickets and it wasn't their scene. Maybe they just weren't having it, or maybe it was like too hot out, or I
I'm
don't know.
wondering if because the reality TV show came out, if a bunch of people who normally wouldn't be a part of that scene
Ooh,
were
that's a
there.
good call.
Yep.
Because that was on MTV. So that was a
Mhm.
bunch of.
And that show was a hit
Oh, yeah.
from day one.
It was great.
It was incredible.
I loved it.
Play drinking game. What is Ozzy saying? I don't know.
If you don't understand what Ozzy's saying, take a drink.
Yeah.
I'm
Drunk in the first 10 minutes.
In the ER.
But no, that's hilarious. Man, I had this discussion with Iceman on Instagram. He goes, it's too bad like we didn't live in the same city growing up. I'm like, neither of us would probably be alive.
I believe that.
Yep.
One of us wouldn't be alive. Yeah, I mean, it really doesn't have to do anything with drinking except for they had beers. They went to a concert and left that concert. But it's more of
Well, the bouncer thing.
the bouncer
I
thing,
guess.
right? Because there are
Security.
security. But you know what? Fuck it. This is our podcast. We
Yeah.
do whatever the fuck we want to, and he is a respected listener.
I feel like the festival industry is very similar
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
the bar industry
Yeah.
in that you have a bunch of people paying ungodly amounts of money to be in a place, specifically like I'm referring to clubs, and then acting a fool.
Yep. Paying money to see other people,
Yeah.
and then substances are involved.
Yep.
Yeah. And also there are
Hold on.
some people who are there for the wrong reasons.
But yes, I agree that festivals are similar to a bar. Maybe not a restaurant, but just like a bar,
It's
right?
like a club on a massive
Mhm.
scale.
Yeah.
But the demographic is different.
When you have,
depending on the festival, I'm thinking Ozfest specifically.
I'm thinking like Coachella. You have the people who are there to get their picture taken. You have the people who are there for the music, and then you have the people who are there to get fucked up or to get laid with one of the performers.
Right.
So there's lots of similar elements, I think.
Yes.
I just think it's so funny that you guys tried to get kicked out.
Right. That's hilarious.
Because if we get kicked out, we're not wasting our money. It's not our fault that we left.
Right.
I get that. I get that.
I do get that.
I feel that to my core. If I don't want to be somewhere, but I don't want to be mean to the people that I'm with who do want to be there.
Yeah.
Is it like
find a reason to leave that makes me not feel like a dick?
Because I wonder if there's probably like 4 or 5 of them. They took one car, you usually stuff each other, not stuff each other. Jesus, you stuff the car as many people.
Stuff everybody in the car.
Car is packed.
Car is packed. Because
like, uncomfortable.
Honestly, maybe they were drunker than he lets them.
Yeah, right.
Probably were drunker than he lets them.
And then they're like, oh, fuck, it's going to be 30 minutes to get a beer. It's going to cost us this much money. And we weren't really thrilled with the lineup anyways. Now we don't
like Hugh Hefner and his girls are probably there for publicity, which like, hey, that should be your scene anyway. But because that show was on at the same time, wasn't it? I'm just imagining that Ozfest and the Girls Next Door was on at the same time.
It's the same era for sure.
Yeah. But you're right. I think a different crowd could be there because of that show came on. So a whole new demographic is exposed to this and we want to go check this thing out.
Yep.
And so
who was the asshole in this story?
Ozzy Osbourne.
I'm down with that.
We can say Ozzy. I was going to say and this is absolutely something I would do, and I'm not saying but that doesn't make it not an asshole move. The security guards.
Yeah, they could have just thrown him a bone and made him look cool by throwing him out.
See, maybe they're just fucking with him. We're not going to throw it. We know you want to get thrown out, but we're not going to throw you out. You know what I'm saying? They're being like just that cheeky bastard.
Yeah.
We're fucking with you because you're because we're not stopping you from getting thrown out. You can just walk your happy ass around out this fucking festival.
Like, just walk behind the bar. You'll get thrown out.
Because you know what? They probably look like a bunch of idiots throwing look, we're fighting, guys. We're fighting.
One of my best friends does event security. And it's literally just a 22-year-old girl off the street that they hired and paid $12 an hour.
Right.
So they don't really care.
No. This is entertainment for them.
Yeah.
Right. As long as you're doing nothing bluntly like actual fisting people, but like,
are you okay?
No.
Well, she worked the Broncos Raiders game the one year, like recently when they had to grease the light poles in Denver. So
why they had to grease the light poles?
Because the Raiders always like to start a riot.
Oh, so they're greasing
when they win or lose.
So they're protecting so Raider fans can't climb the light poles. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. But rating wise, this is going to be an odd rating. In theory, it could be a 4 or 5 because I've never heard of a bunch of guys trying to get kicked out of a concert they just spent when they could have just walked out the fucking door.
Yeah, I'm gonna give my rating from the perspective of the security guards.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm a security guard. I am watching these people in fisticuffs. And then I watch them grab the back of their own shirts and run out the gate. I would die.
Right.
So I am going to say 4 or 5.
Yeah.
I would say 4-2. Mine's 4-2.
Yeah, I'm going to say, 4-2, 4-3, something like that, just because to spend that money and then want yourself to get kicked out is crazy.
Like, how long were they there for? 20 minutes?
Right.
90 minutes?
Right. I want to know, like, how long did they stay? How long did it take them to decide to?
Because back then the ticket was probably like $80,
right?
Maybe 60 to 80. My guess, if I remember correctly, or my guess back then. So my last festival concert, Riley and I and another couple went to Minneapolis to go my buddy Red and I went to go see Soundset. Soundset at the time, there's no longer a thing, is a festival put on by Rhymesayers, who Atmosphere owns that label. And it was
Okay.
a hip hop thing. And basically they had two main stages, stage A and stage B, right next to each other. So you had your main act. When they got done, the next main act came out. So it was bam, thank you. It was very fast. But they also had underground people, but they had like Snoop Dogg, fucking Ludacris, Mac Miller, fucking Tech Nine. So they had like super famous artists. Then they had the underground people. So you got a nice feel. So we went there. We paid. The ticket was like fucking like $100, $110. It was quite a bit of money.
Now that'd be like $650.
Yeah. This was how
For
long?
sure.
Probably 6 years ago, maybe 5 years
Well,
ago.
Mac died 6 years ago.
This
so
was
it
like
would've been,
10 years
yeah.
ago.
Okay.
Like this was our first summer after we moved into the house, wasn't it? So it was like 8 years ago.
Yeah. So we go up there and Lexi and Riley don't go because they don't want to go. So they're going food, whatever they're doing.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter.
we were eating at a tiki bar. We were just vibing.
Yeah. And it's raining, it's cold, it's miserable. And we're just standing there watching.
And we had just ordered food at the tiki bar.
And
Oh.
him and I were just like, I'm
You
like,
wanna go?
one of us, do you want to go? He's like, thank God. Like, I don't want to be here. Because the problem with this festival and a lot of festivals is you just get these like snakes of people who are just trying to get closer. They're being rude. They're
Yeah.
being obnoxious. You don't move. They're like, let me through. It's just so
And that's-
stupid.
That, as far as the audience goes, hip hop crowds are by far the worst I've ever experienced.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Rock shows have etiquette,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
whether it's metal, death metal, whatever.
Mhm.
There is an etiquette and people follow it. Hip hop is free for all, every man for himself,
Mhm.
and I hate
I
it.
mean, look at Astro World.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
So we leave and we couldn't get service because there's 25,000 people at this. So service is down. So
the
we had to walk.
fairgrounds.
We had to walk like a half mile out and call them. Like, we just say, yeah, we're done. You have to come pick us up. And so
We'll get there when we get
Yeah,
there.
so-
That's what Lexi said to Red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So whatever. So that was my last, and I'm never going to go to another festival
Yeah.
again.
I went
I
to the Dead and Company show in
Mhm.
Chicago. And that's like a festival because it's
It's a
The
the
festival.
Dead.
Yeah.
And my friend and I, we got there and we left 2 hours after getting there. I don't really know.
All right.
Time was not a thing.
Right.
It's just a
But
construct
The
anyway.
couple that was sitting next to us was so insufferable and not in letting us enjoy our time there that we were just like sick to our stomach. We wanted to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it sucked because we spent decent money
Mhm.
to be there,
Right.
but it was just,
Here, that's just like at a bar, right? Don't be dicks to the people around you. Like, we're all at there trying to enjoy the cocktails that we're having, the company that we went there,
Yeah.
the show that you're at. Stop thinking the world evolves around you.
right.
Like, and what you two want to do and have fun. I'm not saying you can't have fun, but like when you make it obnoxious for
Well,
everyone else,
Mhm.
Right. And the world can revolve, your world can
Mhm.
revolve around you,
Mhm.
but nobody else's does, and understand
Right.
that and accept it and act like it.
You don't have to make somebody else feel bad for enjoying their time. And
Right.
also, you can enjoy your time and not be
Right.
a dick.
You're the main character of your story, but
Yeah.
everybody else is the main character of their stories. They're not secondary characters in their
No.
lives. So stop treating them like one.
Yeah.
what she said. So if you have a story you like to share with us, go ahead and, like I said, go to our subreddit. Do you want to start a tab? It's in the description of the link is in the description of any podcast player that you're listening to this on. Or if you want to verbalize your story to us, we do have a phone number, 563-277-0072. We'd love to hear from you. And yeah. And now Maggie has another story for us.
I have a story that involves me as the patron, as well as I was 100% the asshole in this
Nice.
situation.
I love it. I love it when people own up to it.
All right.
It was St. Patrick's Day. I believe it was 2018, 2019.
Oh, you're a baby back then.
I was 22, I think.
Mhm.
I was 21.
So you were newly 21.
Yes.
It was your
I
first St.
newly
Patty's Day as a
21.
legal
yes,
drinker.
Correct.
Okay.
And
Set the
there
stage.
used to be this little hot dog stand downtown where everybody would go. It was open till 3 a.m. Go there after the bars and get drunk food, and it was great.
What city are you in?
Here,
Okay.
it was called, what was
It's
it
Buzz
called?
now, but it was that hot
It
dog.
was called Dogs or something
Yeah.
like that.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And so I had, I don't know, 4 or 5 Irish car bombs, drinking Jameson all night. And I decided it's time to go home. It's bar time. We got to go get food. So we went to the hot dog stand and I'm trying to order something. They're like, we don't have that. We don't have that. We don't have that. I'm like, okay, what do you have? And I start to get an attitude because I'm hungry.
Right.
And they're like, we have this and you don't need to have an attitude with me. And I go, okay. It's one of the biggest drinking nights of the year and you guys don't have any fucking inventory. So that was a bad thing on your part. So what am I supposed to do? And he was like, then you can just leave. And I'm like, okay. And I was mad. Right. But I was 100% a dick. I did end up getting something. I don't remember what it was. But I was like, okay. In my defense, though, it is one of the biggest drinking nights of the year. Why didn't you order food? Order inventory beforehand? But also, I didn't need to be a bitch.
No,
it's a little bit shorter than the last story, but
no, it's what they should have done was after you order the second thing and they're out of it, just like, hey, here's what we do have for you. Instead of letting you just randomly keep guessing, you know, or ordering
especially
something.
if you're looking at their menu and you're, could I do this? Can I do this? I can't stand it when it's like, oh yeah, we don't have that. Oh yeah, we don't have that. Mm-hmm. And you have half their menu that is unavailable.
Right.
Then cross it off, cover it up, do something. You have a whiteboard, get a whiteboard marker.
Mm-hmm. Or like when you come to, hey, we don't have A, D, C, and B. You know, like just say what you don't have. Oh, okay. Right. Perfect. Like they could have started that off. And I get it. They've probably been dealing with drunk fuckers all night long. So they just want to get this fucking night over with. And I get that.
Shut it down.
Shut it down.
Shut it down then. Close. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
If you don't got it, either let me know you don't got it or don't be open.
Right.
That being said,
I was a dick.
We got nothing.
Yeah. I was definitely embarrassed the next day, but
not embarrassed enough to care that much.
Yeah. I was worried though that they spit in my food, to be honest.
You know, at the end of the day, you're drunk. Who gives a shit? You're still like.
You're right. And that's why I didn't drink Jameson for a few years after that because I thought it was just the Jameson, but I think it was just hungry.
Right. You're hangry.
Yeah.
You're super hangry and drunk.
I feel that. I feel that.
I definitely get that because sometimes like you're just like sitting there, okay, like in your mind too, you're like, then what the fuck do you have then? If you're out of these 4 things I asked you for, what can I order from you?
In the last episode, I did mention how I do have I'm quick to anger.
Right.
So
I get that. I've been there.
And I say what I think. So whatever.
I'm not going to say you're not the asshole. I am going to say that you were justified in being one.
Well,
but I think both parties were assholes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they could have handled it differently too.
Yeah. They could have been proactive rather than reactive.
Because if they say we're out of these 3 things or 4 things, then you would have already known. You're already out of it. Here, okay, then I gotta make another decision.
Or tell me what ingredients you're out of. So when I'm looking at your menu,
right?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, we're out of chili.
Is that peppers. Cool? Can I put this on it?
We're
instead?
out of chili. We're out of sauerkraut. We're out of jardinera.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then I can order.
Then just give me a hot dog.
like, just give me 2 plain dogs, man.
Right. I don't want to care at this point. Give me a cheese pizza slice. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know?
Whatever. I'll take a bun.
Honestly, I'll take a cold hot dog.
God, eating cold hot dogs right out of the bag. Gross.
And frozen French fries. It just is one of my biggest pet peeves when businesses don't prepare for holidays like that.
Or like when people don't prepare in general.
Right.
Like when your busy days are.
Yeah.
When your high rush times are. You should be prepared for that. Well, and if you're not prepared for that's a you problem, not a me problem. And if I get frustrated, then that's on you.
Yeah. So maybe I'm not the asshole.
You're still an asshole.
Yeah. There's been times I've bartended certain parties before, and this demographic likes cognac, Hennessy, and Grey Goose. And I keep telling my bosses, we need to order more because every fucking year we run out, and all I do is get bitched at for fucking running out of it as if I'm the guy that fucking ordered liquor.
Right.
And they're like, we don't want to have extra. I'm like, it's alcohol. We'll sell it at some point. It doesn't go
stays
bad. That's what it gets frustrating when people don't want to order. It's alcohol. This isn't fucking food. This isn't fresh fucking strawberries that will go bad in a week.
Right.
This is alcohol. Yes, we'll have a higher inventory. And the books and our bookkeeper, I don't give a fuck about those people. Like I
Because
had to
those
do it.
bookkeepers will be extremely happy when they see our profit margins.
Right.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And also, we'll figure out something to do with it. I'll make something up.
Right.
I'll make a special cocktail.
Right.
Yeah.
Sidecars for $7.
Yeah.
Ooh, a sidecar.
Sidecar sounds good.
That does sound good.
But what are we going to rate this story? For me, especially like on holidays late at night, it is a common thing, right?
Yes.
Because
Right,
people
for sure.
on both sides of the party, guests and business, your
Tensions are
patience level,
high.
tensions are high. You're just like, I just want this to be over with and stuff like that. I'm going to give it a 2-1.
Yeah.
Wow, that's high.
I wish I was high.
See, and I understand where he was coming from because I've been in that position where people are like just giving you shit for stuff that's not your fault.
What was that?
I don't know.
That's some weird, like the cap on a fucking mason jar. Just
Is that what that was?
I don't know.
It was that mason jar right there.
Was it that one?
Yeah,
Because
That's
it's
weird.
cold here.
probably. But
I'm going to go, I'm going to do the inverse of that. I'm going to do 1.2
Okay.
because I have never been working in a place that serves something and not had to deal with somebody who was too drunk and got angry.
Right.
Like it's never not happened.
How do you think that pizza place in Cedar Rapids that was Pizza Daddy? That
Oh
was
yeah.
open till 4. There's a pizza place in Cedar Rapids open till 4 in the morning.
Their garlic cheese bread was so good.
And their calzones.
because they put cream cheese in with their
Oh.
cheese, so it was so like
melting.
gooey and
gooey.
So I could just
melty.
assume, but still the bullshit they had to deal with,
Oh, I-
right?
Well, they were also running guns through it.
They were like,
Yeah.
they literally,
Yeah.
literally were running
Yeah, they got
guns.
shut down for
Yeah.
weapons trafficking.
See,
Yeah,
To me, it's a little rare because I don't act like that.
Right.
right.
Even when I'm drunk, I really don't act like a dick.
Mhm.
But I
Like
am a
Jameson.
dick, but I just don't act like that
Right.
normally. I think I was freshly 21. It was my first holiday since turning 21. And I was legally drinking for the first time. I was like, oh, I'm Irish. Let me drink as much Jameson as I can.
Yep.
And then I was hungry.
Yeah.
So,
So that's
The
all of
entitlement
those
of you
things.
being 21.
All of those
Yes.
things still
Yep.
put it at a 1.2 for me.
Right.
Like, all
Right.
of those things happen to every person when they turn
Yes.
21 and decide to drink in
Yeah.
public.
that is true. Just not me. I'm just special. I'm not like that.
That's
So what do you rate this for you?
I'm going to go 2 even.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there we go. We have 2 weeks worth of Maggie stories.
Yes.
Oh.
No, and 2 weeks of Carl rambling fucking things up.
Actually, this one was much better.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think it just takes 2 drinks is your
Mhm.
is your smooth out filter.
Mhm.
Just rounds out all the edges, makes it a little bit easier.
I
for
just
you
need to be 2
function.
drinks deep my entire life, 24/7. Just have a little blood alcohol content, like wristband, like a Fitbit, you know, but it reads my blood alcohol content. Oh, you're a little low. Oh, yeah,
Actually, that's a good idea, like a tech investment. Because think about it.
They make those Gatorade patches that test your sweat for your electrolyte levels. So
Really?
they should make those for alcohol.
Yeah.
They really should, because that would be
They have there's a thing you can put on your smartphone or something, blow into it, and
Right.
tell into it.
but like just to have something wearable that you can just like look at. Oh, yep, definitely can't drive home. I wonder how low the OWI's like rates would go down, or would it? At some point, people don't care. But
Right.
I think the car should have locks on them where you have to like blow into
do you
something.
think every car should have a blow and go? In?
Yeah, basically. You know how much OWIs would go?
$400 a month.
The car won't start.
Right. It just comes installed on the car.
Do you know how many people would die though? Just like being outside. Fuck, I
call
can't even go
Ubers.
home.
Right.
Yeah.
In Dubuque, Carl?
What?
Ubers in Dubuque?
Yeah, taxi cabs, but whatever. But
I mean,
still,
if there was more demand for them,
there'll be less
Nah,
people.
that might be
There'll be
true.
less people dying from an OWI.
That is true.
or we could improve the public transit system and not even have to worry about it.
That is a utopia that we live in a dystopia.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
And on that note,
Yep.
don't be a dick, tip your bartenders, and drink responsibly.